Hi, I'm Michel Haselungs, part of the Global Solution Management Organization at SAP, responsible for the area of financial planning and analysis. As mentioned in other update videos on SAP S/4HANA Finance, the starting point of important innovations is the end-to-end finance and risk process. In this video, we'll focus on the evolution of FP&A, impacting not only the area of planning and prediction, but also the way organizations analyze and act to improve their financial performance. We often focused on individual capabilities in the area of margin analysis in SAP S/4HANA as compared to COPA in the past, specific planning and budgeting capabilities, and more. But from a business perspective, there's a real paradigm shift ongoing, which we should focus on from a management accounting side. The high-speed change in the way we do business, often referred to as the shift in business models, like the evolution from classic production towards an increase in service and subscription-based business models, which we support through our billing and revenue innovation management solution as well. For more details on the BRIM solution, please watch the dedicated video. Taking this a step further, also the evolution towards the circular economy, the importance of understanding the impact of sustainability aspects and how this all influences the financial performance of an organization is crucial to understand for today's FP&A professional. With the launch of SAP S/4HANA, a key architecture change with the Universal Journal as single financial truth was realized. But the current business environment referred to above has led us to think about how to further take advantage of this simplified architecture within the S/4HANA environment. We'll therefore focus on some of the key simplification aspects the FP&A professional can take advantage of. As mentioned, new business models are coming up at the speed of light. So only focusing on traditional production companies, which the original ERP solutions typically started from, is a thing of the past. The same applies to pure service or project organizations. As more and more organizations focus on providing a solution to their customers, this could include different aspects, demanding a new approach for FP&A. In this respect, an interesting new dimension currently delivered with the SAP S/4HANA Cloud solution is the solution order, which answers the requirement to bring together different elements which compose the complete offering which is made to a specific customer, which may consist of a product, additional services, and more, of course. Another well-known effect of new business models is the fact that there is no longer necessarily a direct link between revenue and cost of the item sold, driving further requirements and clear insights the way costs are allocated. We'll get back to this later. These new business models also mean that products are not necessarily sold but kept on the balance sheet. Amongst others, this has led to a growing need to understand and analyze not only the P&L but also the balance sheet and even cash flow by specific business dimensions. Getting a 360 view on your organization's financial performance is no longer limited to the P&L alone. This is one of the reasons for the shift from what you might know as COPA in the past to margin analysis, which also includes the ability to analyze specific balance sheet accounts, like work in progress, in the same way as your P&L. This is logical for sure, as WIP contains profit stored on the balance sheet in a way, but has become possible thanks to the fact that we have a single data model, for analyzing profitability included. To have maximum business user-driven flexibility to report and analyze, SAP heavily invests in the way multidimensional reporting can be run. The evolution from the so-called Design Studio-based reporting towards WebDimpro reporting, providing the same flexibility but increased logic in the way selection criteria, variance and alerting, as shown in this example, and so on can be handled in a simple way by the end user. All within the Fiori user experience, supporting any device. Another major evolution is the speed of change, and as a result, the speed at which FP&A professionals need to support business steering. We've all been talking about real-time insights, and though this is not always crucial, there are cases where a fast ability to react absolutely counts. Hence, SAP's focus on the concept of event-based processing, which also has found its way to margin analysis in the S/4HANA environment. Proactive business steering does not stop with having quick access to actuals, as one can only take the right decision when going beyond classic planning, focusing on long-term goals, and budgeting, which is the short-term operational translation of these goals. To answer the growing need of scenario analysis and simulation, SAP has linked planning, simulation, and predictive capabilities closely to actuals. Technically speaking, this is all about linking SAP Analytics Cloud and SAP S/4HANA, delivering the ability to perform embedded reporting in SAC without copying or transferring data from S/4HANA, as well as connecting planning, simulation, and predictive capabilities. An evolution which has also been recognized by Gartner, who see a growing interest in getting to a single solution for planning and recording transactions. At SAP, we refer to this as our modern finance and risk platform, which goes even further by integrating the consolidation solution as well, eliminating the typical data replication and therefore reconciliation to deliver insights on group level. To learn more about our group reporting solution, I invite you to look at the dedicated video updates. As to planning and prediction, let's look at a couple of highlights of what's been added. The first enhancement is the integration between demand and sales and operations planning with the financial planning as part of the pre-delivered content. This comes down to integrating SAP Integrated Business Planning and the planning content delivered with SAP Analytics Cloud. This emphasizes the evolution towards more and more integrated planning approaches, extended planning and analysis, or FP&A in short. A second highlight is the so-called smart prediction. This nicely illustrates the evolution towards scenario analysis, the embedding of advanced automation, in this case predictive models, while keeping the business user in charge of the logic to be applied. As an example, let's look into the payroll details. For instance, filtering on payroll bonuses. After having checked the predictive forecasts, when diving into the signal analysis, we clearly see how a cyclical behavior is being detected. The smart prediction capability, making use of one or multiple trained predictive models, offers the ability to easily analyze how a predicted forecast comes together. How did we come to the trained model? What model is used? First of all, we can impact the way the smart prediction works through the settings at the right. But let's focus on the flexibility in selecting which trained predictive model or models are being used, retrains, and the level of quality each one brings. We can find all of this information in the lower part of our screen. It is up to the controller to decide which pieces of different predictive models are put together. And when he's happy with the predictive logic, we can apply it to our predictive forecast and execute this on the fly. Once executed, we simply navigate to a variance analysis report to look at a comparison between actuals and our predicted revised forecast using a dashboard, as well as compare it to other forecasts. Predictive modeling based on AI is one option, but within the SAP S/4HANA solution, we also provide the ability to predict the financial impact on confirmed operational transactions, extending the reach of financial insights without applying algorithms or trend models. This already existed for sales orders, but has been extended to travel expenses through the integration with Concur, and additional scenarios like predictive accounting journal entries based on purchase orders will follow as well. Next, let's focus on the enhancements around the universal allocation. Referring to the new business models whereby the topic of allocation is increasingly important, as well as the request to be able to apply the same allocation logic to actual and plan, has already led to a simplification in S/4HANA in past releases. With the latest release, further enhancement in terms of simplification of the design, including iterative cycles, flexible scheduling, including job templates, a new period lock, and a setup of cycle run groups, as well as increased transparency after execution, including flexible groupings options in the network graph, has been addressed. Possibly the most important enhancement is the enablement of cross-entity allocations, for instance for intercompany recharges. In line with best practice organizational setups, these allocations can be executed within a single controlling area. Inter- and intracompany allocations are split into different cycles. Resource related to intercompany billing resulting from the intercompany allocation will be added in an upcoming feature pack. Initially for scenarios without markups, followed by scenarios including markups. Of course, the allocation topic is only one aspect of the growing complexity in global value chains. That's why the simplification of the S/4HANA architecture is crucial. While not always visible at the forefront, this delivers a significant increase in flexibility to support, amongst others, the use of multiple accounting principles, not just for legal accounting, but for managerial purposes as well. This allows to evaluate business processes in parallel and in real time per required accounting principle, as well as for group purpose. Increased the end-to-end transparency into value chains, and as a result, delivering important decision support through real-time group-level profitability. With the universal parallel accounting, a harmonized and simplified way of managing parallel valuations is being introduced in SAP S/4HANA, providing a universal solution for the general ledger and all subledgers, full alignment between financial and management accounting, currency management, and a different ledger per accounting principle. This is currently available for SAP S/4HANA Cloud and will be rolled out into the private cloud edition as well as SAP S/4HANA on-premise going forward, initially concentrating on new implementations. Do stay tuned as we'll be releasing specific updates on this topic. With this, we've introduced some of the key S/4HANA changes for 2021 in the FP&A space, driven by business needs touching many organizations around the world. I invite you to further discuss these and other topics. And for now, I'd like to thank you for your interest.